Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm going to be bringing you another book haul. So I have been trying to limit the amount of book buying that I've been doing, and this stack doesn't really show that I have been trying to do that, but quite a few of these are gifts. So we are just going to get through and talk about some of the books that I've added to my shelves or adding to my stacks if you're watching my book battle vlogs. So the first ones that I did buy very recently was the book 3 and book 4 in the Kingdom of Lies series by Stacia Stark. So we've got A Crown This Cold and Heavy and A Queen This Fierce and Deadly. So this is book 3 and book 4 in this series, and then this will finish off the series. Book 1 is the A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I am obsessed with this series. I need to continue, so they will be definitely getting read very, very soon. But I'm really excited about this. I love Prisca and Lorien. I love their romance. I love the plot and the tension in here. If you don't know what this series is about, it's about Prisca, and she is living in a world where when you're a baby, your magic is taken away from you. When you turn the age of 25, your magic is given back to you in a small dosage. So you can help with the community, you can use your magic to help and be productive member of society. But Prisca still has her magic, which means that she is in danger of being put to death alongside her family, and she goes on the run, and with the help of mercenaries she needs to escape. And that's the series. I love it. I'm obsessed, and I'm very excited to continue with the series. The next one is Serpents of Sky and Flame by Rebecca F. Kenny. This is the Books and Spice special edition, and it is absolutely stunning. I am obsessed. I love it so much. I don't actually know what this is about, but I know that it is a fantasy romance where we're following a girl that gets kidnapped by a dragon, I think, and then we're watching their romance. So that's all I know about it, but I just love this edition. It is absolutely stunning, and I'm very happy to have this on my shelf, and I'm hoping to read this very soon. The next one is a book that I've talked about multiple times on this channel, but this is The Sons of Echidna. This is book 1 in the Sons of Echidna series, but I already own this book, but this is version 2. So Athena Embliss has decided to rewrite, re-edit, and add some more stuff to this story. And this is a beautiful one with purple octopus tentacles instead of the white that we normally get. I love this series so much. Again, it's another one that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I'm so happy to add this to my shelf. If you don't know what The Sons of Echidna is about, it's about a young girl named Lucy who decides that she is going to take life into her own hands and decides that she needs to get a job. So she gets hired as a nanny to take care of some children. She turns up and it is a very mythical, magical house full of monsters and other people that she has to deal with, and it is just a fun, cozy but morbid time, and it is just the best, and I'm very excited to have another edition on my shelf. The next one is Gleam by Raven Kennedy. Thank you, Brie, for gifting this to me. I'm very happy to own this. This is the third book in the Plated Prisoner series where we're following our main character, Oren, and she is gold touched. So this is the King Midas retelling, and basically King Midas has this power that he can turn anything that he touches into gold, and Oren is one of those people that he has touched. So she is one of his prized possessions, and in book 1, things kind of, when Midas decides that he is going to take over a new territory, things happen and Oren kind of is pulled out of his clutches. I love this series so much. Thank you, Brie, for gifting this to me. Will be getting the rest of the series on my shelves at some point. I have read book 1 and book 2, so I'm very excited to get to book 3. This is the only one of the series that I do own on my shelves, but this is very exciting, and I'm so happy to have this because I can start annotating and actually read the series because I'm very excited. So yes. The next one is another gift from the wonderful Brie, and another book that I've actually read because of Brie. I read this series for Brie in my Brie vlog, so make sure you check it out. But the next one is also Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa. This is one of my favorite books of last year. I absolutely am obsessed with this book. The amount of notes that I took of quotes that I wanted to remember in this book is absolutely stunning. But this is a story about a girl who has, Calypso is a siren with a very big problem, one that stretches up her arm and far into her chest. So when she's a child, she meets this man named Bargainer, or demon named Bargainer, and he provides bargains, and when he provides you a bargain, you get a bead that is your debt to him. But Calypso has like 327 up her arm, and that is unknown and unheard of with the bargainer. He generally will come back for his debt immediately. And we're just following these two as he comes back after 7 years of disappearing, and Calypso is trying to figure out why he disappeared, and he also needs her help because Fae women in his world are getting taken. So we're following the story as we're watching them slowly fall in love again and watching everything unravel. It is such a wonderful story, and I'm so happy to have a copy of this because I really, 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 really want to reread and annotate this one. And the last one that was gifted to me by the wonderful Brie is This Deceit of Ours by Shannon R. Lear. This is a very underhyped book, which I think needs to be hyped more. This is an absolutely beautiful one. We're following Circe, and she ends up getting into a deal with a demon, and she has to pretend to be his wife to help him. So to help him get what he wants, and in return he will help her find her father who's gone missing. I love this book so much, and I'm so happy to have a special a copy of this. I really want to read it, and yeah, I'm just I just love this book, and I'm so happy to have book one on my shelves. So again, massive thank you to Brie. I read this one also in the Brie vlog, so make sure you check that out. I'll link it up above and down below if you want to check out any of the books that I've just spoken about. The next one is from the wonderful Bessie. We did a Christmas book swap that got a bit delayed, but that's fine. And Bessie absolutely spoiled me with all the things in this box. But the first book that I saw was Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is one of my favorite reads of this year. I am obsessed with it. So this is following Ophelia, and she ends up being pulled into this deadly game, which each game is based on the 9 levels of hell. She goes in to basically save her sister because her sister has decided to sign up. So she goes and she meets Blackwell, and they kind of create a partnership where she is helping him look for something and he is going to help her keep her sister safe. And it's just so good. It's so dark, it's so gothic, it's so whimsical, and I just love it. And I'm so happy to have another edition on my shelf so I can reread and annotate. Can you see that there's a theme here? And then the next two that I got from the wonderful Bessie was book 3 and book 4 in the Kings of Sweden series. So we've got King of Greed and we've got King of Sloth. So this is a romance series where we're following, and they're interconnected standalones, where we're following kind of these billionaires who are falling in love with these different women. So book 1 is an arranged marriage. Book 2 is a forbidden romance. I think King of Greed is a second chance romance. And I think King of Sloth is a enemies to lovers scenario. I think I've heard such great things about this. I recently just read King of Pride and I loved it. It was a 5-star read for me, and I'm very happy to be continuing with the series and have the rest on my shelves. Then we have a stack of books that I got when I went to the secondhand bookshop to donate a bunch of books, and I got a nice store credit. So I didn't actually spend money on these, which is exciting. So I got about $160 worth of store credit, and I used that credit to get some of these books. So the first one is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I've never read from Olivia Blake, but I have her The Atlas 6 on my shelves, and I've heard that this is a fun one as well. So there's a game that the Immortals play. There's only one rule: don't lose. Viola Merrick is a struggling estate agent and vampire, but her biggest issue is that the house she's selling is haunted. The ghost haunting the mansion has been murdered, and until he solves the mystery behind his death, he refuses to move on. I've heard really good things about this. I've heard that this is very fun and quirky and supernatural. There's all these supernatural creatures in here, and I've heard some really good things about it, so I'm very excited to pick it up, and it's pretty good condition for being secondhand. The next book that I picked up is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. This is a YA fantasy romance where we're following a witch and a witch hunter, and that's all I know about it pretty much. The only thing more treacherous than being a witch is falling in love. On the night Rune's life changed forever, blood ran in the streets. Now in the aftermath of a devastating revolution, witches have been diminished from powerful rulers to outcasts, ruthlessly hunted due to their waning magic. And Rune must hide what she is. Spending her days pretending to be nothing more than a vapid young socialite, Rune spends her nights as the Crimson Moth, a witch vigilante who rescues her kind from being purged. When a rescue goes wrong, Rune decides to throw the witch hunters off her scent by courting the handsome Gideon Sharp. Except Gideon is a notorious and unforgiving witch hunter loyal to the revolution, and falling for him would be deadly. It's kind of giving me Serpent and Dove vibes, which I'm very excited about, and I've heard really, really great things about this. So I was gagged when I saw this at the secondhand bookshop, and again, perfect condition. The next one is one that I've heard good things about, and I'm a little bit wary about this one, but I decided to pick it up because it was basically free. So this is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevens. So I've heard that this is very tongue-in-cheek. This is very it breaks the fourth wall and talks to the reader a lot. So I'm interested to read this. So a deliciously witty locked room mystery. When the Australian Mystery Writers Association invited me to their crime writing festival aboard the Ghan, the famous train between Darwin and Adelaide, I was hoping for some inspiration for my second book, fiction this time. I needed a break from real people killing each other. Obviously, that didn't pan out. The program is a who's who of crime writing royalty. The debut writer, me, the forensic science writer, the blockbuster writer, the legal thriller writer, the literary writer, the psychological suspense writer. But when one of us is murdered, 6 authors quickly turn into 5 detectives. Together, we should know how to solve a crime or commit one. How can you find a killer when all the subjects know how to get away with murder? Sounds fun, it sounds kooky, and I've heard really, really great things about this, so I'm intrigued to see where this one goes. And the last book, which is a bit of a chunker, but I've heard really, really good things about this, again, is Our Shade of Night by Mariana Enriquez. All I know about this is a horror, and I don't actually have a synopsis here to read from, but I think this is her debut novel. Or is this like a series of short stories? I don't actually know, but I've heard good things about it. It piqued my attention while I was in the shop, so I definitely had to check it out. But I am kind of scared because it is very, very chunky. But I'm excited. I don't know much about it, so I'll be going in very blind, and all the books that I pretty much haven't read are going into my stacks over here for my book battle challenge. So over the next coming months, hopefully I will get to some of these very, very soon. So that is all of the books that I have recently hauled. Hopefully I don't haul too many more, but I am going to a bookish event at the end of April, so this is probably not going to happen. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below if you've read any of these books and if you think I'm going to like them, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye!